Good morning and welcome to the Fairy Coach Tarot channel. My name is Raquel. Thank you for being here. And today is Sunday, and on Sundays we have our interactive tarot where we look at the energy forecast for the upcoming week. So we have our three fairies, the pink, the blue, and the yellow on our three decks for this week. And we are going to ground center connect. Then we pick the deck and we'll read the energies. So the energies at the beginning of the week, the middle of the week, and the end of the week. All right, so let's get started. We begin by grounding, centering, and connecting. So I suggest that you are in a place where you are not disturbed, where you can feel that your attention is on the video, on picking the deck, and connecting energetically with me and the cards. All right. So, and if this feels good to you, follow along as I ground, center, and connect, even though the sacred space has already been created, as well as the cards. All right. So we sit in a comfortable position. We roll those shoulders back a couple of times to release the tension around the neck area. And then we move the neck gently from side to side and front to back. All right, perfect. Now let's take a couple of deep inhales in through the nose together. Inhale. Hold. And exhale. Always trying to elongate or double the time of the exhale, right? Let's do it one more time. In through the nose. Hold. And exhale. All right, wiggle the upper body if that feels good. And now pick the deck or the fairy that intuitively calls you. Ready? All right, if you need more time, you can pause the video. Now let's get started with our pink fairy. All right. We move the cards a little bit, gently from side to side, and we give it a little knock. Now let's set the intention. Please give us guidance, insight, and advice. Messages for our week, the beginning of the week, the middle of the week, and the end of the week. And we ask in love, in light, for our highest good. And so it is. All right, let's begin with the beginning of the week. Now the middle of the week. All right, the middle of the week, I got two cards. And now the end of the week. And two jumped out. So we're going to use that. We honor whichever cards want to come and whatever jumps out, always. All right, let's begin with the beginning of the week. I say it would be around Monday, Tuesday energy. And who answers our call? The Queen of Swords. This beautiful queen, all right? And the Queen of Swords is that feminine. Sorry, I was putting my glasses on. That feminine energy, and also it's combined with the element of air, that it is swords. That's the element that it's associated with intellect and communication. So the Queen of Swords, what does that tell us about the energies around the beginning of that week? Is that it is an energy that calls for to really think clearly and nurture our thoughts, right? So when I say nurture our thoughts, is to remember that our thoughts help us create our reality, right? So if we are entertaining a lot of negative thoughts, thoughts that deplete us of our energy, thoughts that are creating limiting beliefs around us, that's not any thought that's nurturing. That are thoughts that are keeping our vibration low. So it's very important at the beginning of the week to really look at what types of thoughts we are having, right? And to nurture and nurture thoughts that are empowering, nurture thoughts that are I don't want to say positive because positivity can sometimes be toxic, but thoughts that help us feel more empowered, thoughts that helps us feel inspired to uh, c- tackle our life, right? So very important to nurture our thoughts. Also, the beginning of the week calls for a type of communication that's more on the gentle side, right? So do not have conversations that are where you are overly harsh, but tackle the conversations that you need to have in a gentler, softer manner, right? So yes, it could be kind of sugarcoating in a way, not too much. We do not want to walk on eggshells, but yes, sweeten that communication, make it softer, and remember to nurture your thoughts. So this is what the energy is called for the beginning of the week. Now let's look at the middle of the week. And who answers our call? It is the Four of Cups and Strength card. So Strength, Major Arcana, Major Advice. Now, the Page of Cups is a very interesting card because it is a card of growth, right? It is that growth, and then we have it with the water element, the cups, right? But it comes with a strength. So what these two cards that we have, a major arcana, remember, tell us about the middle of the week and how to handle it. So it is important at the middle of the week to really look at what emotions and energies we are feeling, we're sensing, right? What are our emotions towards the situations or the people that we are encountering, right? So look at those emotions because those emotions are telling you something, right? Now, it is not to react from an emotional place, but to take those emotions as what are they trying to teach you, and then be able to exercise self-control, not to respond from that emotional level, but to take the information that the emotions are telling us, kind of like understanding that our emotions are also part, they are trying to tell us something, and sometimes they either even give us those intuitive messages, right? So understanding that and then exercising self-control in the way that we do not become overly reactive, but we take that information and we learn how to respond in a more regulated way instead of a more reactive way. All right. So the middle of the week, intuition is going to be a little bit higher, and you're going to feel that through the emotions, but that does not mean you need to be reactive, but you need to learn how to respond from those. Now, let's look at the end of the week. And the end of the week, it is the Two of Swords and the Six of Swords. All right. So we have swords that are closing the week for us, right? And so around Friday, towards the weekend, it is about decisions, right? It is about making choices. It is about understanding that sometimes we need to close a chapter in order to open a new one, or there is something that needs to be cut out of our life. It is about making choices. It could feel like they are difficult choices, right? But we need to understand that there is a choice and a decision to be made, and that it could be best for us to once make that choice and move, or I say move because of it is the Six of Swords, but it is kind of leave another choice behind. Do not try to balance all the things that you have at the table right now. Make the decision. There is something in your life that is asking for you to make a choice and a decision. Move forward with the choice and the decision you took, and leave behind the other one. Do not entertain it. Do not try to balance both. Do not try to be diplomatic and come in a middle way. There is a decision, and you need to move forward with that decision. All right, let's put it all together, right? What's the energy for the week? What are these energies and the guidance from Spirit for you for the week? All right, the beginning of the week. It is about to nurture your thoughts and be able to communicate in a sweet, more gentle way, right? So be able to examine all the thoughts that come in at the beginning of the week. Make sure that they are empowering thoughts. If they are thoughts that are bringing you down, they are not good for you. And the communication, the conversations that you have need to be handled with gentleness, kindness, and extra sweetness. The middle of the week is asking for you to really pay attention to your emotions. Intuition will be higher, but it will be making itself present through the emotions. Now, that you're paying attention to the emotions does not mean that you get to be reactive and react from those emotions. You need to learn self-control and respond from that. Now, towards the weekend, we are finishing the week with knowing that we need to make a decision. There is a choice that is being called. When you get to the weekend, remember there is an important choice that you are going to have to do, and that choice says that you have to, once you make the decision and you take that choice, you need to be moving forward with it and not try to be diplomatic or balance the other. Something is going to stay behind. All right, I hope you enjoyed your reading. Give a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and share this video, as there may be someone who needs to hear it. And remember, this is a general reading for the collective. Take what resonates, let go of the rest, and never force anything. But if you want us to look more in depth at your particular situation, I offer private tarot sessions that can be done by phone, video call, or chat. And you can do them from anywhere in the world, right? And I also offer pre-recorded readings that get sent directly to your email. So the links are below, right? I have my website and my Gumroad storefront. I'm a board-certified coach, holistic energy practitioner, as well as I hold a master's in psychology, and I've been a tarot reader for 30 years. So all of that comes to our sessions, and they are great sessions if you're going through periods of change, life transitions, or you are feeling stuck at this time. All right, so now let's go with that blue fairy for those of you who picked that deck. And here we have our blue fairy. All right, let's see what this deck has for us for our week. What messages and insight. All right, let's set the intention. Please give us guidance, insight, and advice towards our week. What messages can you also give us for the beginning of the week, middle of the week, and end of the week? And we ask in love, in light, for our highest good. And so it is. All right. Beginning of the week, 3 cards. All right. We start with a big message for the beginning of the week. Now, towards middle of the week, 2 cards. Let's see if we can do it like this. And the end of the week. 1 card. All right. You know, I honor all the cards that come. We read everything in here. So let's begin. See how they fit. And we put them in order. All right. So answers our call. The 10 of Pentacles. Temperance. So major arcana, major advice. And Justice, major arcana, major advice. Hold on, let's bring them here so you can see them. So what are the energies and what is the advice for the beginning of the week? All right, so the energies around the beginning of the week are telling us, all right, there is a big energy shift, right? So we are about to change energies. So it is very good when there is about to be an energy shift. So we get a 10, that means that it's a culmination. It's the end of an energy cycle, right? Even though it's not major arcana, it's still the end of a major of an energy cycle. And this is the earth element. And the earth element is saying, it's all about resources, the physical aspects, right? And the material things in life. And this is saying, all right, so the energy is shifting, but when it's shifting like this, we need to make sure we appreciate the things that we already have. So take inventory, kind of like a mental inventory of everything that you have in your life that you're grateful for, right? That you know you need to take care of, because these are the things that you want as the energy shifts. So even if new energy is coming in, even if new blessings are coming in, what are you grateful for right now? What are the things that you want to make sure that you take care of? So make a mental inventory of everything that you are grateful and thankful for. And as the energy shifts and moves, right? There is also at the beginning of this week, there is the Temperance card. And Temperance is all about flowing and moderation, right? So what it is saying, right? We have these 2 cards together. The energy is shifting. There is something that's coming to an end. You need to be grateful and appreciate the things that you have, that you want to take that you need to take care of, the things that you are appreciative for. But at the same time, flow with the changes that are coming. It is time to be patient with yourself and flow with the energies that are coming. And Justice is an interesting card because it is also it's one of the karma cards. I believe there is more than one karma card, and Justice is one of them. And what Justice is saying is that the importance of being grateful for the blessings that are in your life and learning to be patient and flowing with things is because whatever energy you're putting out there, it's you throw a boomerang, it comes back to you. So you may want to make sure that at the beginning of this week, you're really being mindful of your energy and the things that you're putting out there. So practicing gratitude, being patient, flowing with things, not forcing anything, and remembering that you are in the process, because the energy is shifting, that you've thrown that boomerang, so it's coming back to you. So you want to make sure that what comes back to you is based on the things that you're putting out. So being patient, being kind, flowing, not forcing, and also what are you grateful for that you want to make sure that you keep in the long run. So practicing gratitude and looking at all your blessings, flowing and being patient with yourself and others, and remembering that there is that energy shift, that the boomerang is coming right back. So you want to make sure that everything we're putting out there is what we want to return. Now, the middle of the week, and who answers our call? And we have the 5 of Swords and the Ace of Cups. All right, so what is, let's put it like this so it makes More sense. All right, what is the Five of Swords and the Ace of Cups telling us about the middle of the week? So, the middle of the week, the energies are already taking another type of, how would you say it, definition, because here is all about the way we are interacting with others, right? And we have swords, that it is that air element, and is how we're interacting with others. So the middle of the week, we need to be mindful of how we're interacting with others. There could be some misunderstandings, sometimes our ego or the ego of others wanting to be right, and there is a little bit of friction, right, that can develop. So mind your communication with others. Make sure that your ego is in check and is not taking over, just winning for the sake of winning an argument, but really what truly matters. So making sure that, we are not having arguments that are not important. And then the Ace of Cups is also saying that during this the middle of the week, that we need to mind our communication, and the friction that could be with others is also we're getting an opportunity. There is something that is being born here in the middle of the week, and that could be a new friendship, a new relationship, or even something, a situation that has the potential. Remember, aces have the potential to become something very meaningful for you. All right. So be on the lookout for an opportunity coming your way in the middle of the week that has, that it could be in the form of friendship, relationship, or even something that brings you that fuzzy feeling inside, right? That has the potential for growth. The other thing is to be careful with conversations with others and not having just arguments for the sake of having them. There could be some friction. Now, let's look at the end of the week. And the end of the week is the Knight of Pentacles. And here we have movement, right? There is a movement forward, right? Movement towards things that we would like to bring into life, things that maybe we have even tried to manifest. There is movement towards achieving something. Now, it is saying, even though the energies are there creating that movement, it's all about you moving with them, right? So that does not mean being way too impulsive. This is not the Knight of Wands that is more impulsive, more fiery, but it is about taking steps towards those things that you really want, because the energies are there supporting that so they can come to manifest. Now, let's put all the reading together so we can read it as an entire story for the week. All right, the beginning of the week. This week, things are changing. There is an energy shift. Something is kind of passing the page of a book, right? It's not major arcana, so it's not the end of a chapter or the end of an entire book, but it's kind of passing the page. So there is a shift in energy. It is important when there are shifts of energy like this that you are mindful of the blessings you already have, what you're grateful for, and be very attentive to those things that really matter. So the energy moves, those things move with you as the energy shifts. It is also time to be moderate, to be patient, to flow with life, right? Because there is some things that are going to be more impactful for you. So be more patient with yourself, flow with things. And also, because we have that change of energy, remember, like I said before, it's like throwing the boomerang's coming back. So make sure that what you're serving others, serving life, is exactly what you want to get back to you. All right. Now, the middle of the week, the energy says there could be some friction in conversation. So keep that ego in check. Also have that discernment to be able to understand the ego in others. So when somebody um, reacts a certain way, you understand, oh, that's their ego. That doesn't mean it's who they truly are. So choosing your battles wisely and not fighting for the sake of fighting. So there could be some energies of friction in the air. Now, the Ace of Cups is saying there is energy for a new opportunity, something interesting that it's coming your way, that it's going to bring you joy and that fuzzy feeling. So be on the lookout for new things, new friendships, new relationships. Something new could be not even a love or a friendship. It could be something that actually makes you happy, right? And that also has that potentiality for growth. Now, towards the end of the week, there is a movement towards an energy moving towards manifesting, towards things that you want, but you need to move with that energy slowly, gently, step by step, but also making sure that you're taking action towards those things that really matter to you at this time. All right, I hope you enjoyed your reading. Give a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and share this message, as there may be someone out there who needs to hear it. Remember to take what resonates, let go of the rest, as this is a general reading for the collective. And if you are in a process of changes, transitions, or need clarity, know that I offer private online sessions that can be done either by phone, video call, or chat. And we have 15 minutes, 30 minutes, and even 1 hour, as well as pre-recorded readings that get sent directly to your email. So I leave you the links below in the description, my website and my Gumroad storefront, so you can book your session or purchase your pre-recorded reading. All right, let's go with the last deck and that yellow fairy. All right, let's get the blue fairy out, and here we have that yellow fairy. All right, the yellow fairy. Now let's move these cards around. Give it that little knock and set the intention. Please give us guidance, advice, and insight into our week. To the beginning of the week, the middle of the week, and the end of the week. And we ask in love, in light, for our highest good. And so it is. All right. Beginning of the week. One card. Middle of the week. Oops. And end of the week. They don't want to come out today. All right, so very straightforward, this deck. The other ones gave us more messages. Now, let's look at the beginning of the week. Wow, how you're starting the week, the Fool, Major Arcana, Major Advice, and what a card. So the Fool, what is the Fool telling us? All right, new, fresh energy coming in and coming in strong, right? So there is a lot of like freshness into your week, and the Fool card is like spirits telling you to really see this week as an adventure for you. So new energy coming in, that means that possibilities are open. I beg your pardon. I almost knocked the camera out, so I had to press pause for a second. So here I am again. So I was telling you that there is fresh energy coming in. See the Fool as an important fresh energy. So it's not just an opportunity like an ace. It's like a fresh new energy, and it brings it can be very impactful. So anything that you really want this week, see the week as an adventure and see that things are possible. All right, let's look after this fresh energy of the beginning of the week with all these possibilities. What are we encountering at the middle of the week? And it's the King of Coins. All right, so we have fresh energy coming in, a very strong new beginning of the week, and towards the middle of the week, it is a more settled energy, right? It is asking for you to look at the things that you truly want right now, the things that are important for you in life, and the things that you also want to attract. And this king energy is a more mature, more settled, as well as think about this king as the CEO, right, of your life, right? And it's asking for you to manage things very maturely and manage things with just like a leader would, right? To see your life as you are managing all the different aspects of your life. So the middle of the week, it's asking you, what is important for you right now? What are the important things in your life? And make a plan or look at them how you can manage them with in a very practical way and in a very mature way. All right, so it's a little bit of a shift towards this like full strong energy coming in, that this is still dominates the week, because it's the beginning, but it's asking you to really ask yourself what's important right now and how can you manage that and the different things um, that you are trying to create in your life. Now let's look at the weekend. And the weekend comes the end of the week, towards the weekend, and it is the Eight of Cups. All right. So the Eight of Cups is a card usually in traditional Rider-Waite-Smith, when it's not like a peep card like this, it shows a person walking away, right? And here we have the water element, so it's those emotions, right? But it usually is a person walking away. What does that mean? It means that sometimes we need to walk away from certain situations, from certain things, or from certain people in order to find our peace. So this weekend or the end of the week, it's asking you to really focus on the things that give you peace, the things that have your cup filled, and say, you know what, if you need to walk away from something in order for you to find peace, is kind of your green light. It's okay, and it's actually good for you. Let's put it all together. All right, this week starts strong for you. Very strong new energy coming in, very impactful, that makes you kind of feel like everything is possible. Take this week as an adventure and go after the things that you want. Remember towards the middle of the week that you need to really act as if you were the CEO of your life. What means is what's important for you right now, and how can you manage the different aspects of your life to really be able to create or go after what you want. And the weekend is asking for you to prioritize your peace by either walking away from something or just moving away from situations, people, or circumstances that are robbing you of that peace. All right, I hope you enjoyed your reading. Give a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and share these messages. There may be someone who needs to hear it. And remember, this is a general reading for the collective. Take what resonates, let go of the rest, and never force anything. All right, if you are going through a life transition, some changes, if you feel stuck or you just need support in your path, I offer private sessions that can be done either by phone, by video call, or by chat. And we have 15 minutes, 30 minutes sweet spot, or the 1 hour in-depth session. All right. I also offer pre-recorded readings that are just like this video or an audio that can be sent directly to you. If you have any questions of how my services and my method of reading tarot and what my sessions are all about, you can please reach out to me. I will also leave you the links below in the description my website and my Gumroad storefront to book a session or purchase your reading. So I'm a board certified coach, board certified holistic energy practitioner, as well as I have a master's in psychology, and I've been reading tarot for 30 years. I bring all of this and all of my trainings during our sessions to be able to accompany you, give you support, help you gain clarity. So we do that by reading the cards and also using coaching techniques and energy healing methods, all right? That you can do yourself. So if you have any questions, reach out, but the links are below. And please like, subscribe, and get those notifications on because we offer a video almost every day of the week in this channel. So today is Sunday. We've looked at the energies for the week. And tomorrow, Monday, we are going to focus on work and career. All right. So I hope I see you here. Thank you, thank you, thank you for watching. Be gentle and kind to yourself and to each other, and brightest blessings. I'll see you tomorrow.